start. Okay, so thank you very much for being on time. And in fact, actually, do you know what? Give yourselves like a round of 8 to give yourselves a round of applause for being on time, because you know what? It's a bit of a slog for some people, and yeah, and they don't all make it. So that's so give yourselves a round of 8 for being here on time. All of you, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I think. So I haven't heard from Harry. So I tell you what. So if you're new here, put an N. But if you're old here, put an O. So basically, if you're new here, you haven't signed up yet, put an N. That would be awesome. Obviously, Richard's well old. We all know he's old. And Leslie as well, of course, because that's what we just said. Yeah, well, you know, Gail, you're definitely far younger than your dog suggests.
I'm just gonna be nice now. Be nice, Mo. Don't mention the age.
guys, put a D in the chat if you love the picture of Gail's dog in the background, because I personally think it's really cool. I love it. So put a D in the chat if you love that. I think it's wicked. It's good, isn't it? I think it's really cool. It's just such a nice, you know, I think it just shows a lot about your character. It brings out I don't know, it's got it brings out a warmth and a sense of just love. There's something universal love about having a dog, you know. Yeah, I think that's just really cool, man. Like, you should always have that. Anyway, right, okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so we don't have an N. So but I'm going to assume that Harry is new, because I don't recognize your name. So okay, Harry, I hope you're gonna enjoy this webinar. So without further ado, I'm just gonna explain a little bit about me, if that's all right. So I'm a representative of the UK Local Leadership Council. I'm a new consumer community partner program consultant and a certified Master Property graduate. Master Property is one of the courses that we have of the Academy of the Private Investor, and the Academy of the Private Investor is what you are here to learn about tonight. Okay. So currently I'm an international speaker, a private investor, and an entrepreneur. My background is I graduated in astrophysics, and then I went on to have a data analyst background in the UK public sector. And actually, you know, that kind of just led me to kind of like, I don't know, in the UK public sector, you know, you make a huge amount of money. And you know, so I was just really, I got to my mid-30s, life was going nowhere. I was very, very depressed. But I did have jobs, but I knew that my career would never make me happy. So I decided that I was going to make some changes, and I learned NLP, did NLP master practitioner. I'm a master hypnotist as well, and I'm a coach, and I am, you know, I did loads and loads of trainings. And then, you know, I've had 2 jobs since I quit my job in 2014. And I made my first investment in 2017. And it was into what turned out to be this company. And back then, we only had one super incredible technology, which some of you may know about. It's a transport technology. I'll say no more. You can put an SW in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. So put an SW in the chat if you know what innovative technology, what innovative transport technology I got myself into in 2017. And yeah, and then slowly, as 2017 and 2018 unfolded, I realized I learned so much more about this company that we are in. And I was like, wow, I am so grateful to be in this company. That you know, I put in even more money into this thing. So I think it's Gail that's going to talk about the current offer that we have, the current bonuses that we offer for our courses. And yeah, I haven't looked back, and I believe that that's the same for you guys. So put NLB in the chat for never look back if you're never gonna look back, right? It's like you're in the crew, never gonna look back. NLB. So now I'm the author, I'm the author of a book powered by the universe. This basically spells out, it's a little bit of NLP, it's a little bit of, I don't know, all the stuff that I've learned. And it's a law of attraction book. And yeah, and I'm all these things in this company, and I'm doing this full time now. So okay, guys, let's get the energy up. Let's get the energy up. How many people? Oh, we've got a few more people. This is really, really great. Welcome, Yasmin. Welcome, Nancy. So guys, give yourselves a round of 8s in the chat for getting yourselves here tonight. Put a whole bunch of 8s in the chat. And please be aware that obviously the more energy you give us, the speakers, then the more energy you get back out of us, because we know that we're doing something, we're serving you. And also put an N in the chat if you are new. It'd be really cool to identify who are the newcomers, especially if you haven't signed up yet as well, because we want to serve you the best, really. So Yasmin, for instance, I don't recognize your name, but looks like Gail knows who Nancy is, so that's awesome. Okay, so put an N in the chat if you're new. And we'll go on to the next slide. So tonight we've got 3 speakers. There's myself, there is Elena, who I'll pass on to in a bit. Elena is one of our, well, she's the person that actually brought me into this company. So I'm really, really grateful to be presenting this presentation with her tonight. And then there is Gail. Gail and I, we are both members of the UK Local Leadership Council. So we're tasked with helping the UK to grow. We are always welcome for new ideas to help with how we could do that and be more engaging perhaps. So please do let us know, get in contact with us. Okay, so Yasmin is not new. We have spoken before, Eventi. I'm so sorry, Yasmin. Okay, but welcome tonight anyway, welcome. So many faces, right? Guys, put F in the chat if you meet so many faces in this community, and sometimes it's hard to keep track, right? So put an F in the chat if that's you. Okay, awesome. I'm so excited because there's so many people that we meet and that we're serving. Okay, so before we go further, let's do the disclaimer. Our company, we do not have a license to sell or share tokens. So therefore, all countries have all their own rules for the sale of financial products, and we comply with the laws of every country. Most countries allow for the sale of education products without special license. We offer the opportunity to participate in wealth building training, which provides the fundamental principles upon which wealth is created and maintained. We do not provide financial or investment consultations, so please do your own due diligence or request confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial advisor in your area for compliance with the requirements in your state or country. Okay, so what we will discuss tonight, the program for tonight is, we've got 2 parts to this presentation. The first part of this meeting is the presentation, and we will talk about investment thinking, the VIP club of the private investor, multi-level crowd investing, this awesome business that we are in, and the new economic evolution of the world. And then the second part of this meeting tonight will be around about 8 p.m. We'll be presenting the basic financial education, which will be the 8 rules of financial of the private investor, and capitalization, and a few awesome little nuggets like that. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my my partner and mentor. So this is my partner who led me into this organization, is what I mean. So, you know, like Gail's my partner, we're all partners. Yes, and so yeah, because of Elena, I am in this organization. I'm so grateful to her. I find her to be truly inspirational, and her story herself, like, she has such a powerful story. Which, if you know who she is, if you know where she came from, certainly who I met in 2017 and who she is today, is really just, you know, like her growth, especially financially, and you know, and in terms of her investment literacy, like the maturity of her investment education, is, you know, it's been really amazing to see. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you the person that signed me up, Elena Pepina. Elena, please unmute your mic and reveal your camera, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Thanks for amazing introduction. Always my pleasure. Great. So before I start, all of you, can you see me and you can hear me well? Yeah, put the pluses in the chat. That would be amazing. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, great, great. So yeah, welcome all of you to our Academy Private Investor presentation. I believe we have mixed audience who heard already before the presentation, who haven't heard. It will be awesome if you haven't heard, because we will tell you something which can literally, you know, change your mindset instantly, and how you can you know, make your life better place to be. And as Mo was saying, this is how my life been changed. And originally myself, I'm from Latvia, and I came to London back to 2009. So that was like almost 11 years ago. So this year I will celebrate 11 years here in UK. And that was all obviously as any Eastern European or Northern European, call as you want, come to this country, you know, earn more money, gain more experience. So this was my reason. Obviously, I came to this country for two purposes, because I am a professional hairdresser and I want to have more money. So everything was actually was going great. I was kind of earning the money, and yeah, things went really well. I went to, you know, different schools. You know, I got amazing degrees in hairdressing profession. I was working in central London. So things went really kind of great. But the things start change when my daughter born 2014. And of course, fortunately, obviously, I have to look after my daughter myself. So I was left without any financial support. Even I did not have a place really where to live, because when I separated with my daughter's dad, obviously I have to leave the house, and obviously I did not have any support. So I was left without anything. And obviously, luckily, obviously, I came across with this company, and the company was constantly coming back to me, and I would start actually look into this, what this company can offer to me. And as everyone else, of course, why, like lots of people think, why do I need financial education? Why do I need to have, you know, extra education? I already, you know everything. But when you start in your life kind of facing different challenges in your life, you start reviewing things, why things went wrong, and then you start making decisions. I made my decision. I said myself, I never ever want to live in a little room. I never ever want to have zero money into my account. I never want to beg the money, no one. I want to be independent. I want to be entrepreneur. I want to be business lady. So I start putting all my effort into this company, into education, and I will start sharing as well this opportunity. And as Mo was saying, I would never look back, you know, where my life was before. Like today, my life is great. Most importantly, this pandemic was going on all around the world. It did not affect me at all. I can still work from home. I can still educating myself, and I'm just building and building and building. So this is what we're going to talk about today, how you can start, you know, live your life, how you can make your life better, because we have something for you. So let's go ahead. Hopefully you're ready. Mo, can we have next slide? Perfect. So let me introduce you with Academy of Private Investor. And this is actually where my journey started, through to Academy Private Investor. Amazing education. As you see per slide, the Academy originally be funded back to 2011. So next year we will celebrate 10 years. And this Academy actually gave extremely amazing education, online and offline, to many, many people. We have more than 1,365,000 users under this company, where our people can go into the back office, can communicate with people who have experience in investment world. So we are giving all this education through to Academy of Private Investor. And of course, most importantly, you can have all these real case studies, group sessions, like we have here in UK. You know, we talk with the Mo, with the Gail, or with Australian team. We are constantly developing our knowledge. Great. Can we have a next slide? Perfect. So this is where we are start. And what I actually realized back to 2014, 2017, when I was start going into this company, because when I did not have a money, I was start going back when I was child, and I was start making the same mistakes what my parents made, what probably my grandparents made, and just going back. So lots of people today, unfortunately, do not have investment thinking. And it's not because, I don't know, you don't know. It's because no one been telling you about this. Since I remember myself, my parents always said, money doesn't grow in a tree, you can't be rich, rich is only for the, you know, special people, all these things. So I had given this mindset, and I truly believe a loads of people have exactly the same mindset. So first, obviously, you need to start making this mindset and think, no, I am rich. I can be the person who don't have to struggle financially. I can be financially independent or financially free. So this is what we are doing through the Academy of Private Investor. And I want to show you the next slide. What can we have next slide? Perfect. And I want to show you next slide, and please put in a chat plus if you ever heard about Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't heard about him, I do strongly suggest go on YouTube, type Robert Kiyosaki. There will be plenty of videos. Even Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote 26 books globally and been translated in 51 languages. Robert Kiyosaki himself, he born 1947, and he founded Rich Global and Rich Dad Company about private financial literacy, not just for the adults, also for the kids, where he been through the books, through the also the game. There is the game, cash flow game. So he was start educating people as well about financial situation. And he's clearly stating in any his book, in any his video, he's saying about broken financial and school system. Unfortunately, many people today live in financially slavery. So Robert Kiyosaki, he's well known. He's talking about this for many years. And also what he done, he created the cash flow quadrant, where actually he's putting each person in different quadrant. So I can guarantee as well, you belong one or two these quadrants. Actually, I was calculating, and I actually all four of them. Which is quite brilliant, but it's also, you know, all the education and understanding. So what you need to know that there are 4 different people in a different categories. So what he's saying, employees and self-employed. So employees are people who are working, people who have a job. So these people usually saying they have guarantees in their life, because, you know, every time when they're going to the work, they receiving their paycheck, obviously, which is promised. 4 weeks. 4 weeks, no, sorry, I think, yeah, 4 weeks a year, people are getting the holidays, which are paid. So things kind of can get really nice and really smooth. But at the same time, in this quadrant, there is never people can get money, I don't know, being promoted, you know, 3 or 4 times. There's always limits in this quadrant. And also what is really, really red mark for me, this section is not guaranteed. And why I'm saying this, because we can see clearly from the current situation, your work it never been and never will be guaranteed, because you can be replaced. And we can see today from the current situation, and lots of people as well talk about robotization. So, but the good thing, obviously, you have a job, but there is no guarantees. Entrepreneur are people who are working from themselves. So basically you have your own boss, so you're earning your own money. The more clients you're gonna have, the more money you will have. What is the minuses is that you don't have these holiday paychecks. You have to work constantly. So basically, if you're gonna stop work, you're not gonna have the money. It's simple as that. Another section are people, businessmen, investors. Businessmen are the people who own the system. These people have more than 500 people plus working for them. They are paying for them taxes, and they are, you know, receiving more the money. Even then, when they developing the system, they physically don't have to be at, you know, the business, but also they are what you call no guarantees, because anything can go wrong. The business can go, you know, get bankrupt. Again, when we talk about the current situation, I know many businesses, small businesses being, you know, wiped out, unfortunately. And investors are people where the money working for them. Most of the cases, if investor in this section is educated, he knows how the market works, he never got broke. Of course, the people who are investors, they know the financial world, they know economy. So these people know the money game. So they not work for the job, but they are not working for the money. And when I saw this quadrant, and when I see the numbers, and as you see, there are 10% of the people, 10% of the people, of group of people who are not owning 90% of the money, and they are 19% of the people who are owning 10% of the people. And I have always this question, so why there are such a difference? Why doctors, why teachers don't earn as much money as businessmen and investors? And it's not anymore the case how much money you have, but it's the case what the knowledge you have. And I want to show you the next slide, which also gave me incredible shock. And this actually survey being made back to 2018. The survey being made for more than 150,000 adults from 140 different countries, where they've been asking the people how much they know about numerology, about capitalization, about investment, how the money works. And you can see the result, and results are really surprisingly low. Most of the countries do not have this knowledge. And why they made this survey, they wanted to prove that the financial literacy is needed. And that's why people today are struggling financially. That's why people are losing the money, because there is missing this this knowledge. I do highly actually recommend all of you to go. Maybe we can more post later on the link. It's really eye-opener survey. Most of the countries, I'm myself, I'm from Latvia. In Latvia, the percentage is only 5% people are financially literate. So people don't know how to take the credit cards, you know, carefully. People don't know, you know, how to the banks, or people don't know how to invest. So all these things are needed, and this survey actually will open your eyes what Andre Havrato been talking about, and actually what we are talking about. Can we have a next slide? And this is what we are doing through to our company. We have the solution. Obviously, we are new, completely amazing company where we are giving these investment courses. And as I mentioned earlier, we have people who have experience in investment world more than 23 years. So you can, through to our company, have this knowledge. You can see how you can make more money work for you. Most importantly, how you can gain as well personal growth. For me, financial education is so important, but I always say the personal development, the mindset has to come first. If you're not going to have the right mindset, obviously financial education, you know, is different story. You need to understand yourself. I need to live better. I need to have more money. I need to invest, all these things. And then through our company, you can have all these courses, not just investment courses, and also business education as well. Well, can we have a next slide? And before I finish, obviously my story is my story, but I truly believe every single person have own story. Mo have a story, Gail have a story, even you have your story. And in our company, we have brilliant people as well who've been going through our Academy of Private Investor, who, you know, took decision, you know, start learning about the finance. And I want to mention amazing father. He's also single father from Australia, with a hat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that person from the top 10, Stephen Gaig. I know him personally as well. And I will read his story as well, incredible story. So Stephen, he's from Australia. So when you go back 5 years, he was working in mining as a diesel mechanic, earning good money. As you know, mechanicals, they earn good money, like so he could not complain about the money. But what was his issue, and loads of people have this issue: you earn a loads of money, but you never have a time for your family or for yourself. And he was most of the time spending time away from the children, away, you know, missing the school events, you know, catching up with the friends, all these birthdays. Have you had this feeling the same? I have the same. Like I remember, you know, when I have to try to work, you know, and I was away from my daughter, you know, that was horrible as well. And I could not go to Latvia. And loads of people, you know, becoming, you know, kind of slave the jobs. You have to work, you earn loads of money. So exactly to happen to Stephen. And then obviously he asked himself the question, so what is the point earning a lot of money, but you never have that time? So he made a decision. So he's not longer anymore he's not gonna longer do this anymore. So he start his journey in investment in self. And then along with the journey, once he made the decision, of course, Academy Private Investor come, and he will start applying all this education, all, you know, courses what the company was offering to him. And today, you know, he been applying, he was applying also business model, and today he don't go anymore to site, so he can have more time with his kids, so he have more money, he have more this freedom. So this is obviously one of the people's story, but what it will be your story, like, you know, how you want to change your life. So I just want to show you the proof that how Academy Private Investor can change, how education can give you something. This from my side is done. Thanks for listening to me, Mo. I will give, oh no, Gail, sorry. Gail, do you want to, yeah, sorry.
Thanks very much for that, Alina. You know, just want to sort of confirm what Alina's saying, because part of my story relates to what Alina was talking to you about there, which was this financial education. So I started off many, many years ago. I think I started in 1977 in the financial services industry. So I started as a clerk, worked my way up, and decided I wanted to be a financial advisor, financial consultant, because at that time I really thought I was helping people. So I went through some quite intensive training to become a financial advisor. So I understand completely what Alina was talking about. But one of the things that was becoming apparent to me, and especially when Alina was saying about how, you know, we've got this, people are not educated financially, because, you know, people are not taught at school. You know, we go into education, we learn the basics, the English, the maths, the science, the whatever other subjects are out there, the languages. But one of the things that we don't really learn is we don't learn that financial education. So it's always been quite a passion of mine. And I left the financial services industry for a number of reasons. The main reason was I was actually thinking about leaving anyway, but then unfortunately my husband got sick and I ended up having to step back from the financial services world, because I was one of those people putting all these hours in, you know, and it just wasn't fitting in. But what also wasn't fitting in, it was the fact that I was going around speaking to people, but the people themselves didn't have that financial education, and I didn't know how to put that right. You know, I was sort of aimlessly going along speaking to people, advising them on what they should be doing, where really in reality those people, you know, should have some kind of financial education and background to help them along the way, you know. And that can start off from the very basic education to the more advanced education. So, you know, things didn't sit right with me, and I was looking for a way. And fortunately, in 2018, I was introduced to this company. To be perfectly honest, at that time, I was too busy running off doing other things. But once in March 2019, I really took a really hard look at the company, and I looked at the actual education that the company has on offer, and I've been blown away by it, because it's very powerful. And what I loved about it is it's for everyone, from people starting off from you know, the very basics and working the way up to some really fantastic advanced knowledge that will help people in their journeys. So when I saw this, I was in straight away. And what I'm going to also share with you as well really cemented everything together for me. So if you could just move on, please, Mo. So one of the things that I want to talk about is the VIP club. So can the people who are on here, could you just pop a plus in the chat if you're already within the VIP club with us? Let's have a look. How many people have we got who are in the VIP club? Great. There's a few people coming in saying they're in the VIP club. So for those who are not in the VIP club, who are on this call, By the time I finish speaking to you, you're going to probably think, why am I not in this VIP club? You know, we have lots and lots of different types of clubs as we go through our journey through life. And I'm sure a lot of you are already members of certain clubs. And once you're a member of a certain club, you get benefits. You get certain benefits for being a member. And VIP clubs tend to be very exclusive. So what we've looked at is we've looked at how we can bring that exclusivity to what you're going to see today. So you're also going to find out how you can put the knowledge that the academy gives you in the education, and you can put it into practice through the VIP club. So it's an elite club. There's lots of different benefits for being part of it. You get discounts on the products that I'm going to show you in a short while. There's exclusive offers. There's access to the CryptoUnit program and bonuses. There's additional income streams, and you can also participate in closed monthly meetings. So most membership clubs will allow you to participate in their meetings. Some depends on the level of your involvement. You know, you might go into more depth within those meetings. So the VIP club is something that is a benefit, a really good benefit to all members, and any new members coming in today will join with the basic membership through the VIP club. So could you just move on, please, Mo? So when we was talking before, we actually spoke about the education. Okay, so when we start with the education, we're going to start at certain levels. And the first level that we would start at would be the beginner level. And we offer a range of packages. So if, say, for example, you decide, well, I want to come in and just learn a little bit, you can come in and learn as a beginner. If you want to earn a little bit more, then you can come in at the basic, and so on and so on. You know, so that we call this our 5 packages, and you can choose which package is going to suit yourselves. And each package has some really powerful training in them. Like I said before, you know, we've been in the industry that I was in prior to this. I appreciate that some of these things that you're going to learn in here, even as a financial advisor, you're not learning them. So it's some really powerful education that's going to keep you in good stead to help you in your financial journey. Okay, so to be involved in this in the education, you will join the VIP club, because it's of a massive benefit to everybody to do that. And once you're in that, you're probably thinking, well, you know, most memberships cost an arm and a leg to join. Believe me, $10 is the basic membership that we do, and the highest membership for the VIP is about $100. So during the course of your progression with the company, you know, you go up the ranks with the VIP membership. So it's a very affordable membership for everybody, with lots and lots of fantastic benefits for being part of it. Okay, so if you can move on, Mo. So let's just have a quick look at the educational information products. We call them our EIPs. Like I said, they start off from the beginner and go up to the higher education. And again, if you was going to become a financial advisor and you had to sit the exams and probably pay for some form of training, things like that, you're probably looking at thousands and thousands of pounds. If you was to go to university and learn some, and it would be very basic financial education, then it could cost you 10, 20, 30, 40,000 pounds or dollars. Okay, so it's very costly when you're learning, and education can be costly. However, there's good news for everybody, because even though our education starts off at a lower cost, okay, you're still getting that powerful education. Okay, so the first package you'll see, for being a member and a VIP member, you get quite a massive discount on that beginner's pack, and it's only 50 what we call units. Now, units to us is our form of currency, which is equivalent to $1. So $50 starts you off with the beginner education. The second one is 250, which should have been 825. The third one, 1,000. The fourth one, 4,000, and then the fifth one, 10,000. So you can see within that, you know, you've got that you've progressed from the different types of education, and you can choose whichever level you want to come in. So if you come in at the you know, the $1,000 package, then you get the EIP and the beginner. If you come in at the secondary, you get the elementary, the EIP and the beginner included. If you're coming in the higher, you get the secondary, elementary, basic, and beginner. So that is the education that you're going to receive. However, if you remember when we was talking about the financial education that you're going to receive, there's a reason why you want this financial education, because one of the things that we're trying to aim at is to share and show people how they can become a private investor. Okay, so most people will not be private investors because, number one, it probably costs too much money to do that. And number two, where do I go to become a private investor? What do I do? Where do I actually put my money to make my money? Okay, so this education teaches you that. But one of the great things with it is it sets you on your way. We give an extra bonus, and it's a gift. Okay, and this gift is participation into our global portfolio. So because you've joined the education, you're now being gifted this co-ownership into a global portfolio that I'm going to speak to you about in a second. So if you could just move on, please. So how do we get into the global portfolio? How is the global portfolio made up? Okay, the training, the education, that gives you the access to this global portfolio. And we do that through something called our CryptoUnit. So the CryptoUnit is a project that allows you entry into the CryptoUnit program, and that started back in March 2009. And when I was chatting before to you, I said that was another thing that I went, wow, okay, because when I saw the portfolio, I knew through all my advanced years of experience in the financial services industry that there's nothing like this out there. Okay, and certainly nothing out there for the normal everyday person like we are. Okay, so if I was to go into to a broker and say to the broker, right, okay, I want to invest in X company, they'd probably say, well, okay, thank you, 10,000 minimum. Okay, so it becomes out of the reach of the normal everyday person. Whereas when I looked at this, I thought, wow, this is for everybody. This is what I've been looking for, because not only can people become educated financially, but this is actually helping them and setting them on their way to growing their portfolio. Okay, so in March 2019, this is when the CryptoUnit program started. Okay, and along the way, we've transitioned through different stages. Okay, January this year, we entered the Ethereum blockchain so that all our units, all our tokens were visible on that Ethereum blockchain. But one of the problems with the Ethereum blockchain is it wasn't doing what we wanted it to do. So it can be very slow, and it can cost. It costs you to move things around. And it just wasn't right for us. So some fantastic news, because we actually have now already got our own blockchain. Okay, now that in itself is an absolutely massive achievement, and not only that, it's lightning fast as well. So obviously you would learn more about that once you progress and you decide that this is for you. So, you know, that's another subject for another day. But believe me, having your own blockchain and having your units, your tokens on your own blockchain is absolutely huge. Okay, so we've gone through a massive transition, and like I said, it started off in March 2019, and we received our first accrual of profits in November 19. Okay, prior to that, we received a loyalty bonus payment as well, which we weren't expecting to kick in so quickly, but it did. Okay, that needs to build up, and it will build up, and it will increase. You know, but there's not many places where you can go, be educated, be gifted something to get you on your way and to start immediately earning an income in your portfolio. Okay, March this year, our own internal exchange launched, and later this year, we will be going on to the global exchange, where our unit, our token will be there and be visible to all the traders that are out there. So this is huge. So if you could just move on, please, Mo. So how is the global portfolio made up? So we've got the crew, we've got the token that is like a share. I call it a digitalized share. So it's a share in the global portfolio. So that's what the education's giving you. It's giving you the ability to participate in this global portfolio. And like I said, I got really excited about it because I thought, wow, there's not many portfolios out there that are in so many sectors of the investment market. Now, we're not in them all yet, but we're working our way to being in quite a lot of them. And I'm going to just show you shortly some of the sectors that we're in, but we're in things like the education because, you know, we've now got our own education company, and it's registered. We've got the regulation behind it. We've now got the multi-level crowdinvesting development sector, which you're going to learn about after this. We've got co-ownership in businesses. We've got the innovative transport development sector that Mo spoke about, which was our very, very first project. We've got the stock markets, the forex, the banking sector, the cryptocurrency, real estate, insurance. Hopefully soon we're going to have our agriculture and farming development sector, which will be really exciting. We've got the sector, whoops, I don't know what happened there. It's disappeared. We've got, whoops, hey up, off we go. It's gone. Mo will sort out the technicals. So basically we've got all these different sectors. We've got the diamonds, we've got precious metals, gold. We've got so much to come, the culture sector. So if you could just move on for us, Mo, please. So I'm just going to go over a few of the things that we have actually got that's really exciting within our portfolio. And just before I do that, I just want to give you an idea of the massive growth of this portfolio, okay, and the value that it's going to be in the future. This portfolio started off in 2014, and it started off with $26,000, okay. And our CEO said, we've got the education, we're teaching people how to do this, so we're going to create what we're teaching. Okay, so he created a portfolio, and the idea was that everybody who was in that would participate within this portfolio. So it started off, as time has gone on, and believe me, it's only in this last 12 months, okay, that we've seen a massive growth in this portfolio. We saw a big growth in it from 2014 onwards, but from 2019, it's grown immensely, and so has our membership within this portfolio as well. So it's grown from the 26,000, 24,000 that we started off with to it's worth over 404 million, nearly 405 million today. And that's been done by an independent valuer. So that isn't us saying that's what it's worth. It was an independent valuation that we have to have. Okay, and one of the big things in that, the thing that really boosted our portfolio was the gold and the gold mining. Okay, so gold in any portfolio, in anybody, if you hold gold, is security. We always say gold is security. Okay, so when economies are down, gold tends to go up. When the stock markets go up, then gold can drop slightly, but it never goes that low. It's always stable. It's a security. Okay, so gold, not only do we have the gold where we find where the gold is, we get the gold out of the ground, okay, and then also we produce the gold, and the gold's traded, sold, made into things. Okay, so you can imagine the amount of money. We're talking trillions of dollars worth of gold over a period of time that's going to go into that portfolio, which will boost that portfolio even higher. One of the other things that we've got, which is something that everybody uses, everybody wants, and this is why we're excited that the fact that we may in the future get the agriculture going, because that's about food. Everybody needs food. Worldwide, we need food. Okay, our chain of restaurants at the moment, basically a lot of sushi master restaurants, which everybody might not like fish, but we've got a grill master, and there are plans to have pizza master, vegan master, vegetarian master over a period of time throughout the world. And they work a little bit like the franchises of your McDonald's, your KFCs, things like that. So they bring income into the portfolio. We've also got the film industry, which is the culture secretary. Again, KG Club Production, they're working on the first production, which should have been ready towards the end of the year. It may be delayed now because of everything that's going on in the world at the moment. So that is the film industry, and it's massive in the Indian and the Asian market. And the first character and the first production is a Marvel character. And we met the Marvel character when we went to our event in India back in October last year. So, you know, fantastic industry, very a multi-dollar billion industry. You know, again, more money coming into our portfolio. Okay. And the one that really, really excites me is the basalt. Basalt technology is something that I've never even heard of. I didn't know what basalt was about. I'd never even heard of it. When I found out about it, I was absolutely amazed. And it's very old. It's an old technology. You know, basalt in itself comes from the earth, the volcanoes. It's created like a rock. The idea is that we will melt that down and we'll turn it into various sources so that they can be used to replace steel, because basalt, when it's in what's the word, in the production, it will be 10 times stronger than steel. It can be used in the car industry because it's very light. It can be used in the aviation industry. It can be used in the construction industry. And I didn't realize, but you know, the Romans have been building with basalt for hundreds of thousands of years, hence why all their buildings are still standing. And you know, it's eco-friendly as well because it goes back to nature when you bring it back down. So things like plastics in the future could be a thing of the past. Okay, so again, very eco-friendly, and it's $1 trillion industry. Okay, so get that, $1 trillion. That is all going into this portfolio. Okay, so once the money goes into the portfolio, the gifted crypto units that you've been gifted for the education to get you on your way will also go up in value as well, as will they go up in value when it hits the exchange. Okay, so if we could have the next slide, please, Mo. Okay, so what does the crypto unit provide? I have been over a little bit over what it does provide, but what it does provide is this valuable co-ownership of the global portfolio, the portfolio that excited me so much. On top of that, we get a monthly loyalty program bonus. There's not many portfolios out there that will actually give people, for being loyal, a bonus. Okay, this gives you a monthly loyalty program bonus. It also, as that portfolio increases and more liquid assets are achieved through that portfolio, you'll receive a profit. Okay, we call that our profit bonus. So it's like a dividend. So we've got the shares on the stocks and shares on the exchange where you receive a dividend. We've got ours here on our exchange, which will give you a profit bonus because ours is a digitalized unit. It's also going to give us regulated and transparent financing, and as that portfolio grows, like we said before, so will that crew go up in value as well. And the possibility of circulation of crew in the global merchandising is becoming a reality. So by the end of the year, you know, we would see that getting out there globally. Okay, thank you. So what do we do now? What are the steps that we need to take? So we've looked at the Academy of a Private Investor, and we've looked at the fact that you're going to be gifted these valuable CryptoUnit tokens. So how do you get started? How do you get involved in this? Well, the first thing that you do is you make the free registration. It costs nothing to register with us, which is absolutely fantastic. The next step is you would become a member of the VIP club and you'll receive some additional bonuses. Okay, so they're gifted to you. You then choose the right education information package for you that suits your needs. And that is basically it. You just go for it and you just decide that this is what you want to do. Now, I know a lot of you who are on this call tonight have already made that decision, but for the ones that are not, you know, who've not made that decision, I hope that by looking at what's on offer through the education and the CryptoUnit, that is something that you're going to look at to do now. So the next slide, I'm going to pass over to Mo. Thank you very much for everybody listening, and I'll speak to you shortly.
Okay, here I am. Thank you very much, Gail. Thank you very much, Gail. Okay, guys, can you please put a round of 8 in the chat for our speakers, for Gail and for Elena? So put a round of 8s in the chat now, please. Put a round of 8s in the chat. There's still a bunch of you, here, which is really, really awesome. So excellent. And I think there's some new faces as well. So guys, thank you. Well done for making it tonight. So again, I won't introduce myself again, but you met me earlier on, so we'll just keep going. Hello, Raju, welcome. Are you new here, Raju? If you want to stick in the chat if you're new here, that'd be awesome. And actually, if anyone is new here, please let us know. That would be really, really cool, just so that we know. Unfortunately, we can't allow you to speak, so because it's all going out on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. It's just the corporate webinar, so you can type stuff in the chat. Okay, so do you want to earn by learning now? Put a Y in the chat if you want to earn by learning now. Okay. So excellent, thank you. And guys, more Ys. Let's put some more Ys in the chat. Okay, excellent, thank you, thank you. Tan Jong, are you new as well? You know, so basically, if anyone's new, put new in the chat. That'd be amazing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about how our business works, because we have developed a unique model. Now, lots of companies say we have a unique model and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. We have combined 2 really exciting business models to form our business. So not only are we the, an investment education firm, which is what you learned from Elena, okay, but we also have a portfolio that we have developed, and our own financial instruments that we have developed using the things that we teach, and they are extremely highly performing. And as Gail has shown, and to answer Raji's question right now, you can get in for as little as like $10 a month for 5 months, which is $50, or you could go right the way up to $10,000 right now. So it is for everyone. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why that is. That's coming up. But first of all, what we're really doing is we are crowd investing for some really, really healthful companies for the world. Okay, so that's what our global investment portfolio is about. Those are the companies that Gail introduced you to, some of them. So for instance, our movie companies, they're going to target, India was the one that she showed. We've got another massive territory, and yes, it's going to be everything that we want to do in this company is basically big, really, really big. If we're getting into the transport development sector, we want to take 50% of it. If we're getting into the construction industry with that basalt company, we want to take 25% of that sector, and so on and so forth. It's really, really exciting stuff. So here's the thing. A lot of these companies, they can't, they need millions, tens of millions of dollars of investment. But of course, you and I, we don't have that kind of money. So please put a Y in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. We don't have that kind of money. That's correct. Am I right or am I right? Put a Y in the chat if I'm right. And well, basically put a Y in the chat because I am right. Unless there are any millionaires in the chat, in which case, please also make yourselves known, and we'll have a chat later. So we've developed this this business where, as well as providing education, we provide bonus tokens into these investments or into our crew, and we also allow you to monetize your structure in a multi-level way. So you make an introduction, because we want to grow, we want to take 1 billion people in the world on this journey. So in order to grow, we want to spread the word, and in order to spread the word, we reward spreading the word. So we've adopted the multi-level model in order to make that happen. And of course, we are crowd investing, and hence a multi-level crowd investing. And of course, what this means is it's accessible training. It's a home business. You can be your own director. You can be your own employee. You can work online, make unlimited revenue, have an international business from home, and realize your dreams really, really fast. And you have opportunities to earn millions right now in the COVID-19 environment and the lockdown environment. In fact, we've been growing this company while in lockdown, and this whole environment is perfect for us. So put an E in the chat if you are excited. Okay, put an E in the chat if you're excited. On the investment business side, you can become an investment consultant with our company eventually. You'll be able to have investment instruments and co-ownership of really amazing companies. I'm so excited as well. Thank you, both of you. Thank you, all of you. Opportunity to increase your capital really, really quickly. Asset management, an opportunity to create assets that are going to be worth in excess of 1 million. Right, the share valuation of the tokens and the shares and the bonuses that you get with our company are astounding when you really, really understand it. So please always keep coming back. Please engage with our other webinars if you are in the company already. In fact, actually put a B in the chat if you came to the recent, if you're in the community and you came to the recent blockchain webinar, or put a DD in the chat if you came to the digital doubles webinar in the chat. Because, you know, if you're taking advantage of the knowledge that is coming to you via this company, then actually you will understand why September is gonna be really huge, let's say. And put an S in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, put an S in the chat if you understand what I talk about with the Septembers. But yeah, DD for digital doubles, B for blockchain if you've been to those webinars, and put an N if you haven't been to any of those. Okay, but you really ought to, because you're missing out if you don't, because the news is incredible. So look, guys, these are our achievements since 2014. Okay. We have achieved actually almost 1.4 million partners worldwide, okay? We have business operations in over 175 different countries, and we have so many presidents in this company. It is unbelievable. Lots and lots and lots of people. And here's the thing, the really awesome thing with our company, who likes to make money? Put a dollar sign or a euro sign or whatever currency sign you like. If you like to make money, put that in the chat right now. Okay, exactly, we all like to make money. Well, here's the thing, with our incredible company, it doesn't matter where you are, who you've signed, you know, where you are. You know, a lot of people get worried about the multi-level thing. But here's the thing, everyone in our company makes money, even if you have only just signed up, okay? Because there are so many different streams of income that come with the bonuses, right? You get the profit bonus, you get the loyalty bonus. And also, if you come in, become a VIP, and you buy, you know, like unstaked, like if you buy crew that you can stake, then you can get a staking bonus as well. That's 3 different sets of income from their asset alone, let alone like from making money from the business. So you can just have entered the business and have zero people underneath you, you're still making money. Okay, I had one person who signed up just a few weeks ago, and she received her first loyalty bonus, and she already worked out that she'd made, you know, now obviously she bought the education package, so she got the education, but let's say that, like, you know, the equivalent of the money that she bought for the education package, you know, the loyalty bonus already paid 0.7% of that within the first few months. Put a G if you understand that that is good. I mean, that was just within 1 month, one loyalty bonus payment. Just imagine what that will be at the end of the year, right? That might be 4 or 5%. What do you get in the bank, right? What do you get in the bank? Put a C in the chat if you understand that that is competitive, okay? So put a C in the chat if you understand that we are competing. We are the competition. It's amazing. Put a C in the chat. Put a C in the chat. Guys, thank you so much for your interaction. The more energy you have, then the more energy I'm going to give you, okay? Because it feeds me, and I know that I'm not just talking to myself. In fact, actually, it's really important because, you know, I'm here, I'm just talking to a screen, I'm talking to a camera. I don't know if anyone's listening or not. I know that we're on Facebook. But again, and apologies, by the way, if you're on Facebook and you're interacting. Unfortunately, I can't actually see your interactions, but we'll see if we can work something out with that. But yeah, participation is always really, really important. So look, we speak multiple different languages. If you look at our YouTube channel, you will see the amount of languages that we cater for in this organization. And we have an amazing translation team that's always live translating all of our webinars, the main webinars. And this particular Tuesday and Thursday webinar, this is run all over the country at the same, about 7 p.m. local time, wherever it is. And it's always the same content, but in whatever language. So you can have a partner in Spain and we can plug them into the Spanish webinar, or in China, and we can like plug them into the Chinese webinar, or I don't know if we've got Chinese actually, but we've got 11 languages. So yeah, lots of bonuses paid out, and we have basically we've signed up 1.4 million people in 5 years pretty much. So I'm gonna read to you one of the stories of success that we have that we've had in this company. So there are so many different people. These are the people that have reached the higher ranks within the organization. You'll see our very own Elena in here tonight. So please put an A in the chat if you enjoyed watching Elena tonight. Please put an A in the chat for Elena. That would be amazing. But the person that I'm going to read to you about is actually our very own Marshall Niyonzima. Okay, so Marshall Niyonzima was originally from Burundi and living in the UK, in London. Now, he graduated in 2012 with a master's degree in computer science and worked as a project manager in one of the big logistics companies in the UK. In 2016, the company offered voluntary redundancy and he accepted it. And then he later discovered network marketing, got really excited, and he just ended up losing a lot of money through a whole bunch of scams. Who knows that one? Put a Y in the chat if you know that one. I know that I've lost loads of money. Well, it's a learning experience. I call it paying money to learn, to be honest. Right, but you've got to try different things. So put a Y in the chat if you tried different things, and then but you found one thing that's working, and maybe it's this company. Put a Y in the chat. So then a year later, so he did that, but due to lack of knowledge in the field, so in 2017 he discovered the Academy of the Private Investor, but he didn't pay attention to it and the education that it offered until he lost even more money. So then he decided to actually participate in the education. And once he participated in the education, he became a student at the Academy, and he realized the power of the information that he received, and he decided to become an active partner and to share this with the entire world. And today, Marshall is now a member of the Leadership Council, the main Leadership Council. He's a certified coach. He is an international speaker. He has built a global business while working from home and has achieved his financial independence in just 3 years' time. So please put A's in the chat for Marshall. Give him an A for a round of applause for Marshall. Okay. Here's some more faces. I've recently been on webinars with Wendy, and yeah, like a lot of these guys, I do one of our courses at the moment called the Marathon 260. So we see a lot of these faces presenting, like Harun, Jose Manuel. Yeah, it's really, really exciting. So look, here are the advantages of the MLCI business. Okay, type MLCI in the chat if you are excited about MLCI and you understand that we are not only crowd investing, but we are multi-level crowd investing. Okay, put MLCI in the chat. Yeah, MLCI rocks. That is true, Gail. Thank you. Wow. Okay, so yeah, you can build a business from your own home. You can be your own boss. You can start your international business from scratch, have unlimited earnings potential, unlock multiple income streams. Because not only have you got those three from the coin itself, from the assets themselves, but you've also got the networking bonus, and then you've got other amazing marketing bonuses. There's so many different streams of income within this organization, and it's a really unique business model. It's unique because literally everybody makes money regardless of what level you are in the company, and so therefore you are motivated to do better. Okay, so then also you get massive leverage across the entirety of your networks, and trust me about massive leverage, because when you see what's going to come with digital doubles, trust me, that is massive leverage on a hyper scale. Okay, put DD in the chat if you're excited about digital doubles. Put DD in the chat if you don't know what I'm talking about. Put DD in the chat just because you're gonna put DD in the chat. Put a DD in the chat, everyone. Please put a DD in the chat right now so that I know that you're there. Put DD in the chat so I know you're there. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I tell you what. Yeah, you can ask your partners about what digital doubles is going to unleash for us, and if you don't know, then get on a digital doubles webinar, because believe you me, that is the ticket to your passive income, right? To all of these income streams, and like really knocking it out of the park. You can knock it out of the park in this lockdown environment. Okay, trust me. MLCI, Richard, I think you mean DD. Yeah, exactly. It's a rock star, right? Truth right there. Okay, so this is what you have to do to become a part of our project. First, you get yourself registered. Right, okay, so just very quickly, who is new, who is not signed up? Put a N in the chat if you are not signed up yet, or if you have not bought a package yet. Okay, put an N in the chat if you've not bought a package yet. And if you, oh wow, so Raju hasn't bought a package yet. Okay, so look, here's the thing. Your first step is to register. It's free. Okay, Zed Tan Yong, okay, welcome guys. Thank you so much for being here, right? Your first step is to register. That is free, really easy. Okay, but you are a VIP. Okay, awesome. No, you don't have to apologize. There's no apologies. You're in the right place. That's the whole point. That's why you're here, right here at the right time. And you know, the verification also is quite easy. So the verification is just you upload your documents, and you know, just basically so that we can then link to legally, you know, you can then start putting money in your account. Oh no, well, you can start with $50. What are you talking about, Raju? Okay, you can start, you know, and that can be split over 5 months, so you can even do like $10 a month. Okay, so it's really, it's not big. Okay, and you know, the longer you know, if you came in with a small package and then see what happens over time, you trust me, you will want to put more and more money in. I myself, I started with a tiny little amount, and then I was like, wow, this is an amazing company. I really want to put more money in. And that was like maybe a year later or something. But trust me, something amazing is happening in September. You might want to think about that. But, you know, if you started with a small package now, trust me, you know, because you don't know. But anyway, what is it worth to you to educate yourself? Just ask yourself that question. That's the thing that you want to understand, right? What is it worth for you to learn the knowledge that is going to have you like double, triple, 10 times, 50 times your current income level? Okay, what is that worth to you? And maybe let that make your decision, because that's ultimately what's really on offer. Education first, but we do happen to have some amazing assets that are attached to all of this. Okay, but yeah, participate. Okay, and then when you participate, you know, all you have to do is just like keep coming back to webinars. Just participate, go to webinars, learn about this company. Okay, and implement your knowledge. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about, at the moment, oh, well, do you know what? If you manage to become a member of the VIP club today, and today only, I believe, because today is the last day of June, and actually, I don't know if this is expired yet, actually, because it is. Okay, I believe that you've got maybe 2 hours to get this. So in 2 hours time, this stops. So you got to join the VIP club within 2 hours time. You get 350 crew tokens as a bonus. Okay. Oh, 1.5 hours. There you go. You got 90 minutes. Thank you, Elena. Okay, so guys, put a 350 in the chat if you think that that's actually quite exciting. To get that for free, you don't even have to put any money in for that. Okay, to get that for free. But do you know what? Register anyway, because there will be offers. You never know. And also there are other assets. You know, this ain't the end just because you know something amazing is going to happen with this one particular asset. I started with a different asset in 2017, and it's always amazing. This company, like the bonuses, the education is incredible, but it turns out the bonuses are actually really amazing. Okay, well, yeah, you can, Raju, but you know, don't worry about it. Think about the future. You know, think about you're building something for the future, right? And the future is always there, and you're in the present right here, right now. Look, our mission, the reason why we are doing this is to build a new economic evolution of the world. Okay. You see, as Elena already explained, the poorest countries in the world are the poorest countries in the world because they lack financial education. Okay, put FE in the chat if you understand that financial education is the thing that separates you from not understanding money and understanding money. Okay, financial education is the barrier, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Put an FE in the chat if that makes sense. So what we are doing is we are first educating people, but we are educating people en masse because we want to educate 1 billion people at least all over the world. That is 15% of the entire population of the planet. So 15% of the entire population of the planet we will educate to get really well, to unlock their financial abundance. Okay, and on top of that, we are co-owning companies that are going to be healing for the world, and we are implementing all of the rules that we teach, some of which you're going to find out when we do the 8 rules of the private investor next. So, you know, we are building an incredibly diversified portfolio at an incredible rate, and it is all full of, it's full of really great things for the world and for the healing of the world. And in order to offer security, compounding wealth for all, we're redistributing, you know, we stand for redistribution of the world's wealth. Security and protection to help everyone, prosperity for all, happiness, and basically to unlock people's financial freedom so that they can just live their dream. Okay, does that sound good, or does that sound good? Put a G in the chat if that sounds good. Put a G in the chat if that sounds good. Guys, put a G in the chat. Okay, so these are the 3 pillars of the new economic evolution of the world. Education, education, education. Co-ownership of an incredible portfolio and assets that have huge potential future value and that are producing monthly dividend income, or companies that have such huge resale value that they put on a huge amount of value on our portfolio. And the third pillar is the business. If you bring people into if you help us to grow to 1 billion people, in fact, we want to grow to 10 million people by September, okay? If you help us to do that, we've got 2 incredible streams of income to help you to do that. So learn about our express bonus promotion on Thursday, but some of those promotions, if you help us with that, are just ridiculous, okay? And we will get there because I've already mentioned it. Put a DD in the chat if you know what I have mentioned that I've been going on about quite a lot today that is going to help us to get to that 10 million. Remember, we're only at 1.5 million right now. So that's 8.5 million within, you know, a few months is what we're expecting, okay? Put a DD in the chat if you are excited about digital doubles. So look, we are led by an incredible team of presidents. Our CEO, obviously, is Andre Hoverato. Now, Andre, I've personally never actually met Andre, but I've seen him on various webinars. Our company is so transparent. Every month, if you are a VIP, then he actually has, he actually presents the latest about what's happening with the portfolio and the plans for the future, and where we're going in the company. And he is always showing his face in our community. And even on some of their webinars, he just like is a surprise face. It's really, really cool. So he's very in touch with us. And he has his own personal mission to create 1 million millionaires. And he has already created many millionaires in Mila, Petru, Dragos, Andrew Hawks, Armand, Jamilia, Harvinder, Dr. Lydia Oynam, Nina Hang Nagayan. And yeah, the man is a really, really magical man. He is the master of dreams realization. And he is a next level investor. He's been learning investment since the age of 12 from his parents. And he already had $1 million portfolio by the age of 18. And he learned to master network marketing in his early 20s and 30s when he's like trying to find a wife. And actually, who would agree that you don't necessarily want to learn from someone who knows how to do it, but you also want to learn from someone who can come from zero and get back there again. So Andre himself, he's been bankrupted 3 times, I believe. And he's come back 3 times. So put a wow in the chat if you appreciate that that is a wow, okay? So our CEO is someone who has gone from zero. Well, he's learned from a very early age how to invest to become to have $1 million portfolio. And then also he's lost it and come back 3 times. Okay, put more wows in the chat. I want more wows in the chat because come on, you want to learn your financial education from this guy, okay? And all of these stories, I mean, I'm very lucky to have to be on some group coachings with one of his lead coaches, Armand. And again, some of the story, you know, who Armand is, and you know, like he used to be a bellboy just 6 years ago. Just 6 years ago, he was a bellboy in you know, a big London hotel, just living in a room, just not earning much, and just dreaming. Just all he had was dreams. But 6 years ago, he got involved with Andre Hoverato, with the company, and he had a lot of trust, and he's built his team. And actually, by the end, by the end of last year, he got to a point where he's now earning he was recognized on Eric Worre's Go Pro stage last year. Put an EW in the chat or a GP in the chat if you know Go Pro or Eric Worre, okay? but put an EP or an EW or GP in the chat if you know Eric Worre or GoPro. Okay, but Armand's has been on his stage, and you can only get on his stage if you have $1 million, if you made $1 million from network marketing. Okay, so Armand's is like a huge achievement. He's such an inspirational guy. So yeah, loads of incredible success stories. I love hearing from all of these speakers when they come on. Just really, really amazing. So look, guys, you know, what is going to be your decision? What is going to be your decision? Are you going to leave your life the way that it is? Or are you going to invest in yourself and invest in your financial and investment education? Are you going to unlock multiple sources of passive income? Are you going to become part of a like-minded community that want the same? Are you going to gain the ability to create assets of your own? And are you going to give yourself the opportunity to leave a legacy for future generations of your family, for your loved ones, you know, whatever? Okay, what will be your decision? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure to serve you. If you're, you know, like, please put an 8 in the chat to give yourselves incredible luck and a round of applause for still being here tonight. Please put a bunch of 8s in the chat. Put a bunch of 8s in the chat right now. Excellent. Okay, and guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Gail. You've revealed your face. Would you like to say something?
Thanks so much, Mo, for that. Very informative. Thanks to Alina. What we'll probably do is just take a couple of minutes so people can grab a drink, take a comfort break, and then we'll start the training. We won't keep you too much longer on the training. We'll whiz through it for you this week, and then we don't take up too much of your evening. So be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. Just go and grab yourself a drink and have a comfort break. Okay, see you in a bit.
Bye-bye, guys.